born of HIV positive. I came to know of my status when I was in high school. When I started feeling sick, so when I went to the hospital just for normal treatment, they asked me if I can go for testing. I tested positive. Coming back home asking my mom was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, but maybe you are by sheer bad luck, you got affected. Maybe through breastfeeding or during birth." The journey has been tough and smooth at some point, but at the start it was hard. I remember locking myself in the house for a whole week because I feared that the status is written all over my body. I feared that the next thing I'll be sick and maybe die later. So it was hard because I was in boarding school, I had no mentorship. I never used to take these drugs as prescribed because I used to fear, because I felt that someone will see me and maybe judge me, or maybe they start talking negatively, or maybe I will be avoided. So in order to avoid all those things, I used to just keep them or maybe throw them away. There was a support group, and I always encourage the youth, if you have found yourself HIV positive, you should always make sure or try to attend the seminars or the support that you are invited for, because those are the things that helped me accept myself eventually. Because during one of those sessions, I remember seeing this young girl who was almost 30 and had lived with HIV. And she talked about how her journey was, and I saw mine was nothing. And from that point, I said to myself, no matter what, I'll be taking these drugs religiously. I will adhere to what the doctor have told me, and I will do everything to make sure I live as healthy life as possible. The other part that became a hinder or maybe tough was when I started dating, being in relationships. At first, I used to disclose, and a girl would be like, either they will give an excuse, or all of a sudden they become silent, they ghost you, something like that. Maybe when you used to talk maybe 3 times a day, all of a sudden she becomes busy throughout the day. She doesn't want to talk, and all of a sudden you just know why she's avoiding you, but you are not ready to accept it. So at that point, it used to be hurtful for me, because I was like, so because of my HIV status, I cannot date a girl. I used to date, maybe sometimes I will just date a girl maybe for sex. So I will feel like it is not important to tell them, because I'm not seeing something in them that is worth keeping. So I will just call them, invite them. Sometimes I would have friends with benefits, whereby I have just a friend who doesn't know my status, but whenever I feel like I have a urge for sex, I will just invite them over for a sleepover, and then we engage in sex, and then the following day everyone goes their separate ways. She doesn't know I'm HIV positive. I haven't told her. So here there's a risk. And plus, most people feel like protection is not sweet. I had to sit myself down and tell myself that, how do you feel taking these drugs? Are you always smiling while taking it? And I was like, no. Then would you like someone to be in the same situation as you? And I was like, no, I wouldn't be happy. So from that point henceforth, I was like, in order to protect this girl or whoever I'm in a relationship with, I will tell them before we engage in anything, so as to protect them and also give me a peace of mind. Right now, I'm settled with a very beautiful young girl who is negative, by the way. But to my surprise, when I told her, she was like okay with it, but she wanted to learn more information, which I gave her. And to do the most, I also took her to my facility. They also gave her the required information so that she could take PrEP and be protected. And also at the facility, we're also being taught that if you take your drugs religiously, you take them on time, on a daily basis, you will know that your viral load is the amount of the virus in the body. The viral load suppresses.